Hi, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today I have another MacKenzie Childs Inspired Trash to Treasure DIY to share with you. This is something that I picked up at a garage sale and it is so adorable. I can't wait to show it to you. Now, if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. And let me show you what it is I picked up. I found this absolutely adorable little wooden decor wagon. And it's all wood. It's really cute here, but you can see it is filthy. It was so dirty, but it was obviously well loved and well used because you can see the inside. It is just kind of really gross and dirty. But I picked this up for only $2 and they do have a really cute painting on it and everything already, but it's just simply not my style. So we are going to go ahead and change this up and make this into something a little bit more my style and what I like. So let's get going. The first thing I'm going to do here is I grabbed a Clorox wipe and we are going to wipe this up really good, get all this dirt and grime off from it so that when we paint it, the paint will adhere really well. Now, they did have some really cute parts on it, and you're going to see that the wheels, I end up repainting the wheels looking just like this, but with a little bit different tweaks on the colors. But to begin with, I'm going to use this Apple Barrel white matte acrylic paint, and I love this paint. It's so good at covering. I mean, you can see here right when I'm painting the inside of this, how well it covers up the black and everything. It just does a fantastic job of covering up what is already on there, even really dark colors. The only thing that I tend to not love about this paint is it dries so quickly. And if you put it on too thick, it kind of tends to get like chalky and will crack and stuff. And I'm not crazy about that. So if it is too thick, a lot of times you'll see that I water this down just a touch so that it goes on more smoothly and I have a little bit extra work time with it before it dries. Now you can see I'm giving this wagon everywhere on here except the underside a nice clean white coat. I want to start nice and fresh. I have so many different MacKenzie Childs videos, well over 30, I don't know, maybe 35, maybe even more than that, where I have taken things from thrift stores or garage sales or things that were about to be thrown away and make them over into just beautiful MacKenzie Childs inspired items. So if you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and leave that link up above. Now here it is. One coat is already on it, and so I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. Doesn't take long at all to dry, and then we'll go ahead and put 2 coats on that. Now I have 2 coats on it now, and you can see I have a lot of this white on the wheels. Again, I'm not worried about that, but when I repaint the wheels black, it will cover that all up, so I'm not even concerned with having a little bit of white on the black. Now, I generally just freehand all my lines, just kind of looking at things, and I just kind of guesstimate how far apart or spaced apart I want them. But I know some of you don't like to do that. Some of you guys have told me you like things a little bit more precise. If you do want to be a little bit more precise with stuff, you can take a ruler and evenly space out little notches all the way along and then go ahead and draw your lines on that way. So I did do that on this one just to show you that you can do that if you prefer, and you could use that ruler to make your lines going up and down nice and perfectly straight. I really enjoy and like that hand painted look, and so everything isn't exactly perfect, and I really like that. That's one of the things that I enjoy about MacKenzie Childs items is they just have a very homemade yet whimsical but yet very high-end look to them. So I do like that. So even though I put my little notches, as you can see here, all the way around our wagon, I did go ahead and just freehand the lines going up and down. And I did my little notches 1 inch apart on the sides here and just under an inch apart on both ends because the ends weren't quite as long as the sides. And then I also went ahead and evenly spaced my spaces for my horizontal lines as well. And again, I'm going to just go ahead and freehand those in a straight line so that they're not perfect, but yet they're not like totally horrible either. Now, once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and just with our white paint, once again, I'm going to paint these red little knobs here on our wheels, and I am going to give this 2 coats of our white paint. And actually, one of you guys gave me this tip a while ago that if I paint the white underneath another color, it will make the color that I'm putting on top of the white just really bright and vibrant and pop. So that is why I'm going ahead and painting these knobs here, the white, instead of leaving it this rusty red that's on there, or just painting the red that I'm going to put on it right over this other red. Now, I'm also going to be using some of this folk art acrylic paint, and this is in the licorice, and this is a gloss finish. And I'm also going to be using some of this bright red apple barrel, and this is in the matte. And you can see I am painting these red knobs on the wagon wheels. You can see I'm just repainting them red, except this time I'm painting them in a red that I like, which is this nice bright red. They were like a rust color, and that was pretty, but I really wanted this bright red because that tends to be more of a MacKenzie Child look. And I am going to go ahead and give those 2 coats, and you can see I'm not being super careful not to get it on the black part of the wheel, because now I'm going to go through and with our black color, our folk art in the black licorice, we are going to go ahead and paint these wheels totally black just to give them a nice, fresh, clean look to them. And then we'll go ahead and put that design back on them once again. Now, I'm being real careful going around these little red knobs that we just got done painting when I'm putting this black on here. This black is just going to really make it look nice and fresh again. And of course, I'm doing this little side portion or the top and bottom portion of these wheels as well, getting all that white off from there. And it is easiest if you let the wheel turn so it is not up against the side of our wagon, but as you're painting it, it's kind of down away from the wagon, so you won't get any of that black actually on the white part of the wagon. And you can see how much cleaner and bright that looks, and I'm gonna do that with all my wheels, just like what you see here. And now while my wheels are drying, I'm gonna go ahead and give all the rest of the black on our wagon a nice fresh coat. Right here at the hitch part, we got to clean this all up where I got some of that white right here on this black. And so I'm using a nice small brush. Now I'm not using one of my smallest brushes, but just a smaller brush. And I'm going to give all of this black a nice fresh coat. And once that is done, then we can start painting our MacKenzie Child Inspired Courtly Check pattern on here. We can start with any square we want, as long as we make sure that we are going every other square, black, then white, then black, then white. And you can see quite often when I do my courtly check type pattern, I generally will do one direction from one way, and then on that same square, I'll do it from the opposite direction. And you'll see that here too. Even though these squares are a little bit bigger, You can see I will paint about half of the square going this direction, and then I'm going to turn my brush around and I'm going to finish this square up by painting the opposite way. That way it's just a lot easier, I believe, to make your lines nice and straight for each of your squares. And that is looking good so far. And we are going to just go ahead and continue doing this until we have covered our squares all the way around on every side of our wagon. And I really do like this black paint. When you put this black paint over this white, usually I don't need to do 2 coats of this black. I can usually just do 1 coat of the black unless I've made a mistake and gotten a little bit wild with it. Then I'll go through and clean it up. But most of the time, 1 coat of this black paint is all I need. Now for the inside, we've had 2 coats of our white on it now. And so now we're going to go ahead and add some black dots just to, again, give it that little bit of whimsy, MacKenzie Child look to it. I love how they mix the checks and the dots and the stripes, and I absolutely love their stuff. You guys know I do. If you've watched my channel, you know I have several videos painting all different types of things in the MacKenzie Child courtly check type pattern, so I'm loving that. Let me show you the inside here. Isn't that so cute with the polka dots? Now I am going to go ahead and paint the walls as well. It's a little bit harder to get my dots perfectly flat going at an angle here to do the walls, but it does turn out pretty good even still, and I really like this. And I find that using a pencil like this is just perfect for putting dots on. And in fact, using the eraser of the pencil, I actually have a few different pencils that I use for different size dots. So keep that in mind if you like this dot look, that the eraser on the end of your pencil is the perfect thing for making your dots like this. Now, once I have that whole inside done, and you can see how cute that looks with all those polka dots, now I'm just going to take my same paintbrush that I painted my checks with, and I'm just going to go ahead and put stripes all along the top here. Again, this is a very MacKenzie Child type thing. They always use stripes and polka dots and checks and chevron pattern, and I just love this look. It adds to that whimsy. So I'm liking the way that is looking. I'll show you a little bit better look at that top around the edge in just a second. While that part is drying, I am taking the end of my paintbrush here, and I am going to go ahead and add these white dots all around our wheel, just like what they already had. When I purchased this little wagon, I thought that was so cute. I really liked the way that looked. And you know, I'm all about, if something looks good, you don't have to reinvent everything. If you like the way something looks, continue with that. So I just painted it and gave it a fresh look to it, but I'm using the same pattern on those wheels. And look at this top with the stripes and the polka dots inside. I'm loving how whimsical this looks. You can see in the corners, I just left all the corners pure white. I like that as well. It just really brings out the stripes on the rest of it. And you can see those polka dots with the red center on those wheels. I'm loving that. And here it is completely finished. Is this not just the cutest little wagon now? Absolutely love this. And for only $2 at a garage sale, I think it is adorable now. And it can be used and filled with so many different things. I did decide to go with this pattern of the courtly check because I thought it would just go with so many different holidays. It crossed my mind to do this in a patriotic theme, and I did do my last video on the MacKenzie Child Royal check, and I thought about doing that with this, but this way I figure, you know, at Valentine's Day I can fill this with hearts. For summertime, I could put lemons inside here or sunflowers. Christmas time, I can fill this with Christmas bulbs. This is just such a wonderful pattern, and the colors are just so easily versatile for whatever the holiday is. So I'll be able to use this quite a bit for several different things with just changing out what's inside of it. Now, let me show you how I set it up on my mantle next to a couple of my other MacKenzie Child things. I decided to just go ahead, throw this wagon up here, let you guys see it with this. And in the next couple days, I'll be taking all that down and actually changing it into more of a patriotic theme for the summertime. So stay tuned for that. That will be the next video coming. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks so much for watching.